What's going on, guys? Your boy Amazing here. We're back with another video, and in today's video, guys, I wanted to do a discussion video talking about the pros and cons of Grand Cross's endgame, and also how we can actually improve the endgame content that we have in the game. If you guys do enjoy videos like this, man, definitely make sure to hit that like button and subscribe, as we are on the road to that 50,000 subscribers. I definitely do appreciate the support on the channel, guys. And with that out of the way, man, let's hop in and let's talk what we're, discussing in today's video. So the main topic of today's video is covering Grand Cross's endgame. Now, in terms of like what I personally think the endgame is, I would say it comes down to three different things. We have the Ratat Demonic Beast battle, we have Demon King battle on Hell, and then we do also have the Heroes Arena Challenger. So these are the three things in the game that I think are personally the endgame content that pretty much, if you're like a really late game player, you should be clearing every single week. And so yeah, what I wanted to kind of talk about is how we can kind of improve these modes, and if any of them are even good for where they're at right now, right? We'll talk pros and cons. So hopping into Demonic Beast first and talking about the Ratat Demonic Beast, I feel like this is the most annoying endgame that we have right now in Grand Cross, in my opinion, guys. I think this is definitely the most annoying one. The reason why Rat, I feel like, is just annoying for a lot of people to do, and the main con about this fight is how restrictive it is in terms of the type of team that you need to actually get the clear. Now, for the team that I like to run on my Rat clears, like I usually do a variant where I don't even, no, definitely not this variant. I haven't done Rat in a minute, guys. You can see here. But my variant would usually just be the standard DK Melee and then LR Liz with Valention Tarmiel Link. So I'd usually run something like this, right? And I think overall, this is not like a hard team to actually make. It's just the actual run itself is tough, right? It's definitely a very tough run. And you definitely do need to have, this blue Valenti to be successful in this fight for, a majority of it. Gloxinia being LR is very important too. It gives you extra stats. LR Liz and DK Melee being very, very prominent PvE characters are very good. So I think with this mode specifically, the amount of gimmicks in Ratat definitely, like, I don't know. I mean, endgame is supposed to be very difficult, but not like RNG difficult, if you guys get what I mean, right? It's not meant to be the point where RNG is actually ruining a lot of your fights. And I don't think that they should have it that way. I feel like it mainly should be, a damage check. Do you have enough damage with your characters to be able to clear that stage? And so I think if you're able to clear floor 3 of Ratat, usually people don't even do floor 3. I personally only do floors 1 and 2 every single week because I really don't need to craft any of the other relics. Like, I have all of them already, and they don't release them enough to the point where I feel like I need to grind more than I do. Right, so that's kind of another thing that's attached to Demonic Beast and how they kind of do their endgame is they got it, tied with Holy Relics, and getting Holy Relics is, part of this being the endgame for it, right? But yeah, I think overall, guys, floor 3 Rat, not really something people do. It is very hard in the sense of like the RNG side of things, right? There's a lot of RNG in it. If you guys have seen my Rat guide, you'll know that it is very, very annoying to do this fight, but I will say overall, yeah, it's just kind of a unrewarding endgame at the end of the day, right? It feels like there's a lot of things that we could get more from doing this, especially with this being the hardest demonic beast we have in the game right now. I feel like there definitely should be, pretty much an increase in rewards and maybe more things that we can actually get from doing this. Alright, so that pretty much covers the Rat Demonic Beast and the end game for Demonic Beast battle. Let's talk about Demon King battle, guys. I think this is definitely the best, or I guess like the best designed endgame in Grand Cross that we have so far, but I don't necessarily think that the rewards from this are the greatest, right? So overall, Demon King battle on Hell difficulty is very, very nice, right? You're doing a fight where you have two different teams and you can kind of strategize with, how you kind of want to use your teams and going into the fight. And so what I like to do personally is I like to have one team that's kind of like a tank team, and then my other team just be a DPS team, what you can see with the Sins team right here. And yeah, I think overall, Demon King battle in terms of its mechanics and in terms of how the fight actually works, I think is great endgame. It's a very like fun and interactive fight. There is a lot of RNG sometimes to it, but it does teach you, what skills in Grand Cross do what and how good skills can be in the game. So I definitely do think this is a very, very nice endgame content, but I think the rewards could definitely be tweaked. A lot of people are not doing Demon King battle at the end of the day because the rewards you get from doing this are not really worth the time people invest into it, right? So you're getting memory crystal boxes which give you the memory crystals for True Awakening, and at the end of the day, guys, True Awakening is a system in Grand Cross where we don't really get too much of a benefit. You can see here on my account, I do have a bunch of characters that are all True Awakened, and mostly these are PvP, you know, kind of base characters. Other than that, I'm not really True Awakening a character, because what do you really gain other than the combat class? You get 10% damage resistance, and it doesn't feel as felt as you might think, right? So the amount of cost for the amount you're getting, it just isn't worth it in my opinion. And so overall, I feel like for Demon King Battle being an endgame that is unique and is good, I think the rewards you get from it are just a little bit lacking. So, you know, maybe if Netmarble can add some type of gem rewards in this, give a reason for people to actually clear this every single week, incentivize players, right? I think that's a very important thing. And yeah, because True Awakening just isn't really desirable for the majority of people, I just don't see it being something that is going to be worth doing for the majority of players, like especially even if you're at endgame content. Like you really only need to do Demon King Battle if you're trying to do, or you're trying to build like a PvP team that has True Awakening on it so they can LTC. That's literally like the only reason I can kind of see you doing this. So yeah, that would be the Demon King Battle endgame right there, guys. Definitely things that you can improve on. I do really like the mode itself, though. I do like, you know, how it's designed. I just do think that the rewards could be, you know, improved 100%. Now, moving on to Heroes Arena Challenger. This one is a it's a reoccurring endgame, right? This is not something that's always available, that's out. But when it is available, this, in my opinion, I think is the hardest thing in Grand Cross, especially if you're out, under the CC, you know, average, especially for Challenger. And I think Challenger Heroes Arena is really a check for your account where are you at a certain amount of box CC and are you at, you know, a certain amount of like stats on your characters to be able to one bang every single phase going first, right? And that is very important. So I feel like the Challenger difficulty Heroes Arena is really tough, and I do like the way it's kind of structured where it's like a Guild Wars type mechanic. The one thing that I think could definitely help Challenger Heroes Arena is definitely another reason to get you to do it, right? And I do like the changes that they've added where, you know, if you do want to do like 2 Masters runs, let's say, right? And then you want to grab Challenger for your last run because you can go second with, like, you know, Melieli, let's say, and that's something you can do, then that's great. Like, and that's something I actually really do like about this mode, is they let you mix and match. Like, okay, maybe I can do 1 Challenger clear and then I want to do, you know, maybe 2 Master clears, right? I think that is really cool. So even though it is very hard to do all 3 across the board Challenger, it still gives you a chance to be able to attempt some of this like endgame content. And, you know, for the most part, if you do go second with the strats I show in my videos, you guys will be fine, right? So yeah, I think Heroes Arena Challenger can definitely be very difficult. The rewards you get from it now, if we're talking how good are the rewards, I mean, for the most part, it's really just LR coins, right? Like, the other rewards are kind of just negligible. You're getting UR pendants, you're getting SA coins right there. I think the main thing, actually, that's really nice is the box drop rewards. These give gems, right? These are really nice because these give gems. See, this would be a really good way to incentivize players to pretty much grind this mode because they're able to get gems for more summons. At the end of the day, guys, people love gacha games because you're able to summon for the characters you want. And so when you have a content that's providing gems as an endgame content, it really does incentivize players to really work on their characters and try and get the highest rewards possible. So, you know, them providing only 5 gems per box on this Challenger clear, so you get like 15 if you do all 3 Challenger, like, you know, like stages available. 15 gems is pretty good. Like, considering that's 15 gems every single week, I think that's actually very solid, considering this is a, you know, a reoccurring endgame. I do think they could improve it though, and if this was something that was always active, I think they could like actually leave it. Like, if Heroes Arena was just always an active endgame and it would just alternate every single week, then yeah, I think this could be a really good, you know, amount. Like 15 gems a week is good, right? Like, that's really nice for the player base. Now, I do think though that they could increase it if, because it is a reoccurring endgame where it comes in and out, right? Like, some days or some weeks we actually do not have Heroes Arena available, and then some weeks it comes in. I think during those weeks we actually could get just a little bit more of a bump on the gem amount. And I think overall, just having some type of new endgame content, guys, that would reward us in gems would be a way to incentivize players to actually do it. I think the main thing that players actually strive for in Grand Cross is to be able to summon on new characters, buy costumes, and kind of just make their account, you know, stronger, right? And the way they're going to be able to do that is by getting gems in the game. Now, a lot of the endgame content does not provide gems, and so that's mainly where my biggest con for a lot of the endgame comes from. either it being the fact that the endgame is too annoying to do and it does not provide gems, or if it's a situation where I really like Demon King's structure of the fight, I just don't really like the rewards we're actually getting at the end of the day, right? Heroes Arena is actually a fairly solid endgame, and if this was more of a common endgame that was available in the game, like if this was every single week and not like a seasonal activity, then this would be a lot better. And 15 gems a week, I mean, that's gonna start to add up, guys. That's gonna rack up, especially with your PvP gems, like all that's gonna start to add up. And I think that's a really good way that they could kind of, you know, maybe incorporate this as a for like a pretty much forever endgame, like always in the game type endgame, right? I think that could be really cool. So yeah, if you guys have played like any like Hoyo gachas, if you play like Honkai Star Rail or Genshin Impact, you'll know they have a Spiral Abyss, which is a or MOC, I guess, like equivalent, and it's a endgame where you're able to get gems, and it cycles out every 3 to 4 weeks, I think it is. Like it's a pretty long time before it actually cycles out, but they give a ton of currency, and they give you, I think, like half a multi. So if Grand Cross was able to give, because I know Grand Cross definitely gives more currency for, you know, their pulls they're doing, because in Grand Cross you're doing like 20 to 30 you know, multis a banner, right? Depending on the banner, if it's gonna be like, you know, a standard 600 or a 900 pity. So I definitely do think like if we had a end game content in Grand Cross that was like, okay, a reset every 2 weeks, let's say, right? Every 2 weeks it would reset, but it would give you like, let's just say like 100 gems, like something crazy, right? 100 gems, 3 multis and a little bit extra. That could be insane, right? And then make it so that you get, maybe it would be like 25 gems per like stage you clear, and once you get to that 4th stage, you clear that 4th stage, you get the last 25, and in total it would be 100 gems total. So even people that aren't able to clear the hardest content of that fight could still get gems at the end of the day. So that's just kind of my suggestion at the end of the day in terms of what Grand Cross could do to improve their endgame. You guys let me know in the comment section below what you guys think about this. I think overall, having a discussion about the endgame content is a very important thing, because a lot of the people in Grand Cross are at that endgame point. You know, a lot of people still playing the game are grinding out the endgame. They're still doing Rat, they're still doing Demon King, you know, Heroes Arena. So, you know, ways that we can actually improve the game and get, you know, more gems, more endgame rewards, I think would be a great way for the player base to just feel a lot better about, you know, clearing the content that they're doing. So yeah, let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. What do you guys think should be added to the endgame? Do you agree with the points that I made in the video about the certain endgames already available? And yeah, let me know what you guys think about that and how you guys would change or, you know, improve some of the things in the endgame. So that's gonna be it for the video. I hope you guys did enjoy, and we'll see you guys on the next one, man. Peace out. Have a great rest of your day, guys. See you later, man.